Hello, beauties and gents. So, I had said maybe about a week ago now that I would go on live and let you know how I'm doing in my fitness challenge. And so, it's not terrible, but I have some work to do. So, I'm going to start out. Hey, King. I'm going to start out with my wins, and then I'll share where I need to develop, right? And why am I doing this? It's a weight loss challenge, but it's more than a weight loss challenge. It's always about leveling up, transformation, being the best that you can be, right? So if you have been following me for any length of time, you probably figured that much out, that I'm always about achieving your goals and what can you do to become better. And I guess I'm feeling transformation confessions right now because I think that the best way to get through is just to be honest with where you are. And that includes me. So even though I am a coach, even though I am a mentor, I'm an educator, that doesn't mean that I get to skip the process. This process is still the same for me as I'm going from one level to the next. And even maintaining at the same level, you still need to be very well aware of where you are and where you would like to be. So there are some things that I really need to clean up, and then there's some things that I really do well. So on this challenge, I've kind of lost track of the days. I always have to go back and track where we started. So I think this is the second week. So on Monday, it will be 2 weeks. So that would mean it will be 14 days. So we're around day 13 at this point. Hey, life. We are around day 13 at this point. So I've dropped a little bit of weight, but some would say it's healthy, when you're only dropping a couple of pounds. I had high goals for myself because I am a believer of shoot for the moon because you just might land in the stars. So I definitely wanted to lose more, like 5 pounds a week. And I'm sitting at more like 2 to 3 pounds a week. And I'll tell you why. My actual plan will actually allow me to lose 5 pounds a week if I stick to my actual plan. My actual plan includes the intermittent fasting. It includes the drinking of the water. It includes the exercise, right? So, but how am I doing with this? That's really what you want to know. How am I actually doing? So when it comes to the actual fitness and working out, I am doing pretty darn good because I got to tell you this story. I might definitely save this video because this story is freaking hilarious. So I'm going to tell you this story from it was this week actually. That's how I won. I've got a Fitbit. I'm Fitbit Nation over here. So with my Fitbit, that is what helps me to like push myself. So my goal is 10,000 steps, right? My goal is 10,000 steps, and I'm heading over to the park because your girl likes to mix it up. So your girl likes to do different things. So I like to go to, maybe I'll run on a treadmill, maybe I'll run outside, maybe I'll go to a park in my neighborhood. When I mean outside, I'll go in the neighborhood and run around. I'll go to a park and run around. I'll talk to a friend and walk and talk. Like, I have a number of things. Today I did Zumba. I got to post that eventually. So I have a number of different things that I do to mix it up. So this week I said, I'm going to go to the park because it's nice out. So I go to the park in the evening, and I'm thinking, like, I try to move around on my breaks and my lunch as well. I am a teacher, so I really can move around a lot more than I do. But sometimes, like, I'm sitting down grading and stuff, and I don't always get up as much as I should. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm at like around 7,000 steps. So I'm in the park. I'm just going to do some runs. I'm going to do some squats. And you know, your girl thought she was killing it because I had a nice little rhythm as far as my walk was concerned. I got to the point to where I was jogging for like 10 minutes. Then I would stop and do some squats because I've also got a little squat challenge going. So I thought I was killing it. But here's where it went downhill. So it goes downhill where I'm on my way back. It's starting to get a little bit dark, but not quite dark. On my way back, and I'm starting to see the things that, I saw on the way out, right? So I'm seeing the geese, and the geese is stopping to look, or no, before I saw the geese though, I saw a snake slither across the pavement. So I'm looking like, but I'm quick with it because I'm still walking swiftly, right? Hey, it says Black Tom, but I want to say Junie. And Mr. Johnson. So I thought I was like pretty quick with it because I'm sitting there still walking swiftly. Like I've already got my 10,000 steps. I'm like, I'm good, but I'm not really feeling that I'm seeing the snake. So I'm like, yeah, you really got to get out of this part. So then I go up a little further. Then we got the geese. The geese looking like they want to do something. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm starting to trip a little bit because they were just looking at me, but they moved on out the way. So I'm like, it's cool. And then yeah. So I go, yeah, the snakes. Oh my gosh. So I see the snake, then I see the geese. Then it's starting to get a little dark. Then I see a deer. Okay. So I got my flashlight on at this point. So the deer gets caught in the flashlight. So it's just looking at me and it's following another deer. So I'm like, why don't you go about your business? Because, I'm trying to get off of here. Like, what you trying to do is how I was feeling at this point. No, I wasn't. It did feel like I was in the jungle. Somebody commented, where were you, in the jungle? No, but I had woods on both sides. It was like, how those trails are? There was like trees on both sides. So I'm going through and I'm just starting to see stuff because the sun had went down at this point. So I was not in Wakanda. So so I'm going up further. Here's the deer. The deer turned around like, okay, what you trying to do? Because if you trying to come for me, I got these antlers. Let's go. So thank you. He said the pink. Yeah, there's a tutorial on my other channel. So yeah, let me, I love makeup. So let me get back to the story. So I go, further, right? So the deer looks at me until I'm like out of his sight, basically. Like, okay, she ain't trying to do nothing. Cause the deer looked at me like, oh, well, you want to do something because you could come on with it. I'm standing right here. And then, but air and opportunity kind of fit. That was the vibe I was getting from this deer. So the deer actually says, okay, she ain't trying to do nothing. So it goes about, it follows the other deer so I'm seeing her, okay, I'm seeing animals. This is not okay. So I got my flashlight and I'm just, the flash on my phone, and I'm just like, okay, let's just get out of here. Don't even worry about it, girl. You a little bit scared, but don't even worry about it. But then I noticed like I'm not getting to the end. I'm not seeing any cars. Like I don't understand what's going on. So I keep going and I notice like, now wait a minute. That is so funny. Y'all's comments is cracking me up. It was ready to square up. I feel like all the animals was like, what you want to do? So I get further and that's when I'm not seeing any light. I'm not seeing anything. It's just woods on both sides and the sun is getting darker and darker. The little light I had on my camera is not really doing much of anything, and there's no lights on this trail. So I'm further down, and I had just went to the same park the previous day. When I went to the park that previous day, that park, it had like a detour sign basically saying like, you're going to stop here because I guess they're doing some work. So I knew that I had gone too far at that point. So I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I hope that I'm not like straight up lost, but I knew at this point I'm not completely lost because I saw this yesterday. So I turn around and the steps is just racking up, at this point. So I'm past the 10,000. I might be at around 14,000, hitting the 15. So it was like I'm racking up as far as my steps. But I was like, am I ever going to get out of here? Because then I'm hearing noises, and I'm like, okay, like this is giving me Thriller vibes. So I wasn't in a movie. Like, I'm like, this is real life. And I'm like real life scared, because I am on this trail. Hey, Ruby, I'm on this trail, and there's nobody. At first it was like, hey, how you doing? And they like, go ahead, girl, get it, girl, with your, because I'm jogging through, and for a minute I was just feeling all the encouragement and love, and there's nobody there. So I'm completely alone. It's dark. There's woods for as far as I can see. I can see nothing but the woods, and that's how I got almost 20,000 steps. Okay. So your girl has won the Fitbit challenge, the work week hustle, and at least 3 of them. At least it might have been 2, but I'm thinking it's about 3. No, I'm just kidding. But I definitely won my work week hustles, all but one. And so that's progress. I had to give you the backdrop of how I won the Fitbit challenges this week, because let me tell you, when I tell you that I was killing it on the fitness this week. So I did exercise for 6 days. I went to Zumba this morning. So I'm killing it on the fitness this week. When it comes to the scale, it's kind of like staying like at that, staying pretty steady, because if I'm honest, I'm kind of eating whatever I want, but I'm not eating when I want. So I'm doing the intermittent fasting. The intermittent fasting is going okay. It's not going terrible. It's just going okay, because sometimes I get kind of where the cravings get really bad. But let me tell you why. It's because I am not drinking enough water. Like, so today, I'm drinking a decent amount of water, but like even today, I didn't really do much water today. So it's late now, and it's not good when it's late. So you did 15 minutes of Zumba this morning. You better go on to work and just add another 10 or another 15, and you'll be up to 30. What? And 20 is actually good. So 20 minutes of like hard cardio. I don't know what type of Zumba you do, but let me tell you, if you do like some serious Zumba, like, yeah, you're going to get it in for 20 minutes. So I would say about 40 or 45 minutes of Zumba. She said, no. Okay, I tried it. But I did about 45 minutes. I was a little late. So I was messing around with my makeup today, because I would have probably I'm gonna move around some more tonight, and then see if I can get to my 10,000 steps. So yeah, well, I haven't started lifting weights. I see the comment, I do the warm up and then lift weights. So I haven't really started lifting weights. I have some super light weights where sometimes I'll pick them up when I do squats. So I am just taking it easy. I'm doing the things that I like, first, and getting back into the groove of it. Because with like now I'm going to be, next month, it will be a year that I've been married. So I have gained, let me see, because I would say I gained a good 20 pounds. So that's why I'm in this situation. And the 20 pounds is it's a number of reasons, and I'll have to do another video about well, I might have already done it, but I'll definitely share again. If you check my YouTube channel of how I gained the weight, I talk about that. But at this point, it's like time to get it off. So it don't even matter how it got here, but it is correlated with getting married and the adjustment. So now I gotta knock this weight down. Because it's all about leveling up. I really feel like I should have had this camera moved back a little bit, but it's all good. But all that being said, I killed it when it comes to the workouts. I did okay with the water, but this week coming, that's what I'm going to be focused on, is the water. I said I was going to journal, and honestly, I have not journaled even once. The only thing that Uh, the only thing that I'm laughing at this comment I'm about to read after I say this. The only thing that I actually have journal is in the fasting app that I'm using. The fasting app actually says that you can say rather like how you're feeling, and you can like pick an emoji or whatever. So I'm usually feeling pretty hungry. So and I don't have to feel that way. It's just because I'm not drinking the water. So that's why I've been feeling hungry. So I haven't had a ton of emotional eating. So that's great. It's just not drinking the water. So that's going to be my focus for this week. Somebody said I'm tripping over 20 pounds. But the thing is that I was on my way to being a freaking all-star. You hear me? Like, your girl was looking like, is she a model or not? Like, I was looking good. And then with the weight gain, it's like my face, a lot of this is a little bit of vanity, but I do believe in being the absolute best that you can be, right? So I'm going to be sharing starting on Monday. This is the platform that I'm going to be sharing my story and why this stuff is so important to me. So my story, I'm not going to go into it right now because I'm about to end this live, but my story basically, I just comes from just not believing in myself, not feeling like I was worth anything. I'm going to tell you why next week, but that's why at this point, when I have transformed, I've got to post some old pictures. Honestly, I really do, because when I was like 22, I look way better now than I did at 22. So the level up is so real. I think you're talking about a little bit of vanity. Is that what you're talking about? Because somebody said a little bit. Yeah. And I think there's nothing wrong with perfecting yourself, right? Because we only get one body, and we only get one temple. So I think it's a beautiful thing when you beautify your temple, right? So that's also why I do it as well. It's fun, and it's just what I do. So if you have not checked out my other well, it's not channel because I'm not on YouTube right now, but my other page, hi Molly, I'm about to finish up, but if you haven't checked my other page, that's where I'm giving the beauty tips. I'm also becoming a professional, what would I want to say? Permanent makeup artist. Like, I'm going through that process. Like, I did the makeup certification, and then I'm going to do the lash extensions, and then I'll just keep building from there. So I've got another page for that because it's connected to More in You, because More in You is about transformation. But of course, More in You is way more than transformation. Not way more than makeup. That's what I meant to say. More in You is transformation from the inside out. So that's going to look differently for different people. So if you're a guy, it's not going to be the makeup necessarily, but you definitely need to be hitting that gym, right? You definitely need to do certain things, but it won't be, how women do our thing. We do our thing, how we do our thing. So that being said, that is about it as far as how I'm doing. I have been coming on live. I would say I missed a day, but I have been coming on live to tell you how I've been doing. And if I didn't come on live, I think I posted. So I'm trying my best to be more active because this keeps me accountable. So for example, today, I made the bomb omelet. Let me tell you, your girl is a chef, okay? But I made this beautiful omelet. It was just so visually appealing. I really need to take pictures of this stuff, but I don't always take pictures when I cook. But anyway, I made this omelet, and that's all I'm eating for the day. I'm not hungry now, and I haven't even drank the water, so I'm doing really well. I'll probably eat again. I'm on a 23. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm on a 23 one or like I'm trying to fast for the majority of the day. I was trying to do OMAD, but when I tell you OMAD for me, I thought I had it, but I think what I'll do with the OMAD, I will attempt to do, I don't want to say attempt because that's just not a good word. You do or you don't. So I'm going to come up with a plan for which days I'm going to do OMAD and then which days I'm just going to fast for at least 20 hours because this week, basically, I had a decent week. But I was basically fasting for at least 20 hours most days. I didn't really do OMAD but 1 or 2 days. So, which would be OMAD is 1 meal a day. So, it's not the hardest thing to do, but I'll go into maybe in another video why it was tough for me this week. So I'm just kind of on the fence because I believe in setting SMART goals. So if I know that I did 20 hours of the intermittent fasting and that wasn't horrible for me, then I can definitely set a SMART goal to do maybe 2 days of the OMAD and then maybe 20-hour fast on the other days. But anyway, this is a 60-day challenge and I'm kind of easing my way into it, so it's all good. So that being said, that is how I'm doing. I'll be periodically checking in with you all. If you want to watch like old videos, this is what I call Transformation Chronicles, but it's more like Transformation Confessions. So I might switch over to Chronicles when I'm a little more solid. But right now, because I'm still getting in the swing of things, that I'm still calling it Transformation Confessions, just because it is challenging at this point. Like, it really is. Like, I keep rambling on, but you'll be fine. If you want to listen, cool. If you don't, I'm sure you'll stop. But another thing that I did this week that I didn't mention is I created a snack pack for my husband. So I was getting really tempted to eat what he eats, to just grab the snacks in front of me. So this week I also worked on cleaning out all of the cabinets. This should have been prep work, but I thought I had it, but yeah, I didn't. So I cleaned all the cabinets out and I put his stuff in. I bought like a snack box for him and he loved it. And then I'll be doing the same thing for my son. I won't be doing this for my daughter because she's on the journey with me with fitness. But when it comes to my my husband and my son that lives with me, those two, they could gain and weight and they'll be happy about it. So I'll definitely get their snacks that they like and they can keep them in a certain space away from me. So at this point, I am coming up with strategy after strategy. I have tips for days. So if you are struggling when it comes to just losing weight, keeping it together, then definitely let me know, because I want to support you, and then I want to give you some tips. So thank you for watching. It was really fun to share how my week went. I actually planned on heading out to do some shopping, and I played in my makeup for too long. So you got a full-length video. Yay. It works out for you. But all that being said, if you haven't checked out Love Lessons, make sure you check out Love Lessons. There is a link in my bio, so you can find the podcast, but all you have to do is search Love Lessons. Because while I have this time tonight, I'm going to record the other love lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And thank you. Someone said this was good. Keep doing what you do. Shalom. So yeah, I love the encouragement, because that's what More in You is about, is encouraging, motivating people to achieve their goals and inspiring people to achieve their goals. So why do I share my struggle? I share my struggle because I want you to know, like, this is not something that leveling up is not something that is an easy thing to do, but it's something that you need to do. You have to do if you want to become the best you, right? So all that being said, always remember, no matter how many times you fall in, you can get back up. Why? Because there's more in you. So until next time, make sure you leave me a comment. But love you, beauties and gents.